Hello everyone, it's Fair Uncle Bob back to a video, and today we're going to be looking at the Transformers Combiner Wars Groove and Legends Groove. No, not the Takara subline. So before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below which the video, what else like to see in a video. And onto the figures, kind of. So you might be wondering, Uncle Bob, why do you have two grooves on your review station? Great question, loyal viewer. Two theories, and both could be taken either way, and they're just kind of conspiracy theories. So the first one is Hasbro knew Takara was going to be doing this, so they want to do a cash grab, and thus Legends Groove and Rook. And the other theory is Hasbro didn't know what Takara was going to do this, so thus Legends Groove and Rook. But that one makes a little bit more sense if you think about, how they did Breakneck and Space Shuttle Blast Off and also Slingshot. They were kind of weird in the releases, so that kind of tracks, but who knows? Because especially around that time, Takara kind of did their own things as far as like repaints go and all that. But anyways, enough about the conspiracy theories. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at Big Groove. So get the nice transparent piece right here, and it is painted as well. They did a really good job on it. Get the nice transparent red for the headlights, sort of. And this piece is a transparent piece, but with silver behind it. It looks really good. They did also paint silver like right there where I guess the handle guard is. I don't know my motorcycles, so forgive me. But the rims are picked out on very nice silver, along with most of the, what I'm assuming is the engine block. And what's really cool is they did mold in like the speed dial and all that, so that's nice. And even the gas hubcap is kind of inset, whatever, words. In there. The seat and right here is painted in a very nice black, which black on white, I would think that'd be pretty hard to do, but they did a really good job on it. And they even did the back too, so looks really good. Get the nice police right there. And he does roll very nicely. Now, if I had to complain about the vehicle mode, I don't care for the hands poking out. I kind of wish that they flipped in, maybe inwards, or just get rid of the this port right here and the kickstand and have them flip inwards, especially when you could use the hand as a kickstand. But it is what it is. Now, as far as the all right, as far as the Legends one goes, focus. Thank you. Get the nice gold for the windshield. They did do a little bit more than Takara. As you can see, they got actual needles in there, which is very nice. This is painted, and he also has rocket thrusters for reasons. I do like how he has his own logo for the Autobot symbol in a sense. Get some nice silver right there. Overall, this motorcycle kind of reminds me of one that you get for like a little kid or whatever, those battery-powered driven ones. I don't know what they're called. It's late. I'm tired. But both grooves can roll pretty good. This one is a little bit harder time rolling just because of the kickstand and just how low he is to the ground, especially the back wheels. But, not too bad. Now, as far as a size comparison goes, here we have G2 Sideswipe. So you can see that, again, the only real scale-wise is this one works the best. So, yeah. But here we have First Aid and Hotspots. So the team looks good, at least of the ones in their vehicle modes. So there is that. Now, as far as articulation, there is none on this guy, but for the deluxe version, you can rotate the tire if you so choose to make it look like he's actually turning, which is very nice. So, and also if you want to, you can flip up the kickstand. I don't know why you'd want to personally, because that's the only thing holding him up. So, and also in the Legends one, this one's pretty much useless. He kind of wants to lean to the opposite side as is, but oh well. Now, as far as accessories, the Legends one does not come with any. But the big one comes with 3. So he comes with the Gatling gun hand foot gun, so the Alpha Bravo one, and 2 of these that are molded in transparent plastic, but painted very nicely with that silver. And they also have a port right here, so if you wanted to, you can, like combine the guns. Obviously not like this, but you get what I mean. Or you can store all this in the alt mode. So you got pegs on the sides of the back wheels, and that is meant for these. And you want the actual handles facing downwards. So get that plugged in. Get this one plugged in as well. And then on the gas container, you're going to be plugging in the hand-foot gun thingamabob. Now, I do recommend when you go to plug it in to angle this up because it does interfere with the windshield. As you can see, it does look like it sits straight, but it really doesn't. So, but there you go. There you have them fully armed up and ready to go. So, yeah, as good as these alt modes are, I gotta say that the deluxe version, if you could ever stand up, does look a lot better than the Legends one. But the Legend one isn't isn't horrible looking either. We've definitely gotten worse Legends class alt modes. So, but anyways, let's go ahead and get down to transformation. So we're going to focus on the big one, then the small one. So setting the small one off to the side. And as usual, we're going to go into combine mode and then robot mode. So I'm going to go ahead and fold out the heel spur. So go ahead and unplug these, set those off to the side. And to get him into his leg mode, flip up the kickstand. You want to take the front part, untab it, rotate it 180, and just push it down against the front. Next, you're going to take the arm, untab it, straighten it out. Then you're going to bring it down at this hinge right here. So bring this down and then rotate it so that way it is, facing more down towards the figure. Then just push it in the rest of the way. Then you're going to rotate so that the hands are now facing towards this, at least the top part of the hands, and it will tab into place. So do the same thing for this side. And you might see one of these arms pop off on the ball joints. That is because I need to go in here, probably loosen up that screw. So get this down. There we go. Rotate the form, and then you got this the slot going into that tab. So get this lined up. It doesn't stay in super well, but it stays in well enough. Next, you're going to go ahead and rotate around the head so the clear plastic piece is facing towards this piece, and rotate around the combiner peg. Finally, attach the combiner foot, and there you go. There you have him in his combined mode. And if you want to, you can obviously store the weapons right back here. You can plug them into the hands. You can plug them into the back where they were for all mode. I recommend doing the hands so that way it's out of the way for the foot. So there is that. And, not a horrible looking leg. He is kind of skinny, and that's not my favorite look. But, oh well. Anyways, let's go ahead and go into robot mode. So go ahead and remove this. Go ahead and open up the hand foot. Get this out. Come on. There we go. Bring this down. Then you'd obviously rotate this to the side of, if he's going to be left or right. I'm just going to do that. So to get him into his arm mode, you're going to go ahead and bring this out just enough to get the head out so you can rotate it. I mean, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. It just keeps it from being, a head being visible. So go ahead and just flip this up for right now. Go ahead and also bring up the arms, bring them up. Oops. And see, tab that back in. And next you're going to untab the shins right here. So get this untabbed, get that untabbed. Double hinge it up or combine words it up, however you want to say it. Make sure that these are exposed, the slots, so that way you can tab this in. Get that tabbed in. Then I recommend just going ahead and splitting the legs. It's a lot easier to fold these around and then recombine them. So go, nope, you stay in your home. There we go. There we go. Then we're just going to rotate him accordingly. Next, you're going to go ahead and bring down the arms again, but this time you're going to rotate it so the thumb is now facing towards the front, or what would have been the front of this alt mode. So bring it up, bring that piece back down, do the same thing for this side, and that doesn't matter because just pop it back in, rotate, bring up, attach the hands, make sure the fingers don't go back in, and there you go. There you have him in his arm mode. Now the guns can obviously just attach right here if you so choose. This is, again, where I wish the hands flipped in because they're just kind of out there in the open. Granted, it does help with weapon storage, so not horrible. But yeah, decent looking arm. But anyways, onto robot mode. So just straighten out his legs, rotate at the waist, split at the legs, then just bring up his combiner piece, rotate around the head. Next, bring up the arms. I recommend, if yours is tight like mine, support the ball joints. But bring that down, bring down the arm, rotate. Do the same thing for this side. So rotate, bring up, and there we go. There we have the Lux Groove in his robot mode. And, looks really, really good. So before we go any further, let's go ahead and transform the little guy. So to get him into his combined mode, it's going to focus on him. You want to pretty much going to be transforming him mostly into robot mode. So you're going to double hinge his arms back and just point him straight down. Next, split the legs. You're going to bring it down, rotate it, and bend it at the knee. And what's going to happen here is you got a slot right there for that tab, or where the foot pedals, however you want to say it. Tab that in, and do the same thing for this side. So bring down, rotate, and flip this up. There we go. And there you go. There you have him in his chest plate mode. And it looks really good, pretty much Groove doing a very weird yoga pose. And ideally, you would want these ball joints kind of down, so that way you have a little bit more playability in the arms connecting and everything. So, but not too bad. Anyways, for robot mode, you're going to straighten this out, rotate everything back to correct orientation, bring down the feet, bring down at the waist or at the ab crunch. Next, you're going to bring down his canopy section, and it's going to tab in. I say tab in, it's really a loose tab right in there. And there you go. There you have Legends Groove in his robot mode. And, if these could collapse up, this robot mode would look really, really good. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at his face sculpt. And, that looks like Groove. Kind of, it looks a little bit like Groove, not gonna lie. So, not too shabby. Get some nice red right there, that's still visible in the vehicle mode. And you can see why his feet were painted black. Again, I don't know why they weren't molded in black. You're already using a bunch of black plastic, but oh well. And let's go ahead and look at the Lux Groove. So focus, thank you. Pretty much his entire head is painted because it is transparent plastic, which I'm not a fan of. I wish that they went with a more solid, but well, it is what it is. It looks really good, and his light piping is immaculate. I mean, it better be, since, again, most of his head is light piped. But you get some nice kind of mustard gold for his chest. I think mine is yellowing a little bit just due to age, because he spends most of his time in combined mode away from windows, but I don't know. You do get some nice silver on his thighs, and I do like how the seat becomes like knee pads. Looks good. So, not too bad. Now, as far as articulation for the little guy, arms can't do a full 360. That is as far back, focus, as you're going to go. That is as far up as you're going to go. But you do get the full outward movement. There is nothing at the head. If there is, it's a very tight rotation, and I'm not going to break my figure. ball jointed elbows, so 90 degrees of elbow bend with a rotation. I do also wish that these tabbed in a lot better, but oh well. Maybe you could even make use of it as like a butterfly joint of some sort. If you untap his canopy, you can get an ab crunch, which is cool. Legs move forward that far, back that far, full splits and then some. You get a thigh rotation, legs bend 90 degrees, and the feet, they can't really move back. They don't get any ankle tilts, but you do get forward movement if, you can cheat it a little bit. Not too bad in the way of articulation. Now, his articulation is similar. You do add some added ones, you get some taken away, but you get a ball jointed head, so full 360. You can fake an ab crunch on pretty much almost all the Combiner Wars figures by pushing in the combiner peg maybe one click. I think that could work for certain poses. Arms on a ball joint, so full 360. They move out that far. Obviously, if you use the transformation joint, you're going to get a lot more. Since it's very tight on my copy, I really don't want to move it. You do get a waist rotation. Legs move forward that far, back that far. He has the ability to do full splits, but if you rotate his waist, then you lose it, unfortunately. That kind of sucks, but what can you do? You do get a thigh rotation, 90 degrees of knee bend, and that is it. There is no feet or ankle tilt or anything like that, just because articulation at the time was not that important. So now, he can hold all his weaponry just fine. The hand foot gun can plug in right under here. So get that plugged in, and then obviously he can hold his other accessories just fine. So get that plugged in, and plug that in, and there you go. Now he is ready for some action. But anyways, for a real quick size comparison, here we have G2 Sideswipe. So you can see that he's about half a head taller, and he's a tall Legends class. I do think most of it is because his legs are pretty lanky looking. So there is that. Oh, and there he went. But setting the sun in front of Papa, here we have Blades, Streetwise, and Rook. And this team is looking great together. I do love the addition of Rook, a fantastic figure. So yeah, overall, honestly, no matter which way you want to go for your Defensor, if you're trying to track down the Combiner Wars version, I think you'll end up with a very good figure. If you want Rook, then obviously you'd want this guy. If you don't want Rook, you'd want this guy. So yeah, definitely good luck on the track downs, because yeah, right now there is yeah. But anyways, I think that is about it. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more video reviews.